If you're looking for the most affordable way to get a bolder presence for your 2009 through 2018 5.7-liter Ram 1500, this single-side exit exhaust system will be a great way to do it. Now, whether you have to replace your factory system for whatever reason and just need a quick, easy, and good sounding solution to swap your factory exhaust with, or you want a better note to your Hemi, just want to save some cash while doing it, this is going to be an option that you'll want to look at. It will up the volume slightly while maintaining a pretty low profile, adding in a deeper and more mellow tone. So I am going to give this a 2 out of 5 on the loudness meter, with 1 being stock and 5 being wake the neighbors loud. Now, with being closer to the factory sound level, it's also going to be pretty simple like the factory exhaust with the single side exit, but it will up the ante with the polished tip on the back, so you are going to get a more finished appearance to keep that classic and simple look. This system will feature a lot of good benefits for the price, including bringing your V8 a little life without being droney in the cab and not being excessive with sound. Now, it will keep longer rides, low RPM cruising, and daily commuting very comfortable while still getting some depth out of the exhaust note. Now, that sound change is thanks to the smooth bent and more minimal piping compared to the factory one, in addition to this louvered core muffler being big enough to trap a lot of the unwanted sound like the factory one, but free-flowing enough to let some of that through to liven up your Ram. With livening up the sound, it's also going to bring a little bit of life to the appearance. Like I mentioned, you're getting a polished tip on the back. It is going to be longer in length and also have a slash cut to it, making sure to give it a finished appearance. This system will be made using an aluminized steel construction, one of the reasons why it is so affordable. Now, that aluminized coating on top is going to protect the steel underneath and resist rust over time, but keep in mind it's not going to be completely immune to rust, so this is going to be great for dry and moderate climates for the longest lifespan. Now, the piping will be 3 inches in diameter and mantle bent for good fitment, and the tip is a little larger at 3.5 inches, so you're getting a bigger or better appearance out of the tip there. Now, this is also going to come with all of the hangers needed in the factory locations for a well-fitted build, and come with all of the U-bolt style clamps and hardware needed for install, which we'll show you in just a minute. This will be about $275, and for a full catback system, again, it is going to be one of your most affordable choices in the category. Now, there are a couple things here that are going to save you compared to some other pricier systems, like the aluminized steel construction, this very straightforward build, and the hardware, as well as the mellow sound compared to some other aggressive choices. However, I think it makes it, again, perfect if you want a milder volume and tone for your Hemi while getting a system that has a no-fuss design. Now, it also keeps that clean and classic appearance to the back of the Ram, being a great replacement and upgrade for your current system. Install here will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Again, it is going to be bolt-on. It's not going to require any modifications, so it'll be pretty clear-cut. Now, it should take you about 2 hours or so to get this installed, but at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how you can get this onto your Ram at home. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get to the install.
For this install, you will need an impact, an extension, 13, 14, and 15 millimeter sockets, 13 and 16 millimeter wrench, hanger removal tool, a dead blow hammer, some penetrating lubricant, and a pry bar. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing an exhaust on our Ram, but before we get started, we're going to send you to watch a quick video on how to remove your factory setup, and we'll see you when you get back.
We have to remove our factory system. That includes pulling both tailpipes on either side of the truck, as well as the factory muffler. We're going to unbolt the tailpipes from the muffler first using a 15 millimeter socket. That's going to allow us to pull the tailpipes off of the rubber isolators. All right, now that we have those 2 tailpipe clamps loosened on the muffler, we're going to go ahead and pull the tailpipes from the isolators. Once the tailpipes are pulled from the rubber isolators, that's going to give us enough leverage that we can kind of wriggle them out from the muffler itself, and then we can actually pull our muffler. All right, now that we have our driver's side tailpipe removed, we're going to do the same thing for the passenger side. The passenger side only has one hanger up here, makes it a little bit easier on us. All right, next we have to loosen the clamps securing our muffler to our flow tube here. That's also going to be a 15mm socket. With the clamp holding our muffler loosened, we're going to spray down our last two rubber isolators, and then we're going to pull the muffler from our mid-pipe. Now, if any of those rubber isolators are giving you a hard time, you can actually knock the muffler loose from the clamp that you loosened using a dead blow mallet. That'll give you enough leverage to pull it out of the rubber isolator.
Alrighty guys, welcome back. Now that we've shown you how to remove your factory setup, it's time to start going on with our new system. So now we're going to take our new mid-pipe along with our provided clamp and get that onto our factory piping here. So we'll slide our clamp onto our pipe. So we've got our clamp over our slip joint. We'll get that onto our factory pipe here. We're going to snug this clamp down. Now, because of the way our slip joint is slotted at the top and bottom here, we're going to turn this clamp sideways. That's going to give us our best pull to tighten in our slip joint. So we'll get our clamp almost to the end of our slip joint, and we're going to grab our 14mm socket on our impact. And again, we're just snugging this down for now. Because this is a U-bolt style, you want to go back and forth with your tightening. And you want it to still move, but you want that clamp to be on there secure so it's not going to move. So now we'll move on to our muffler section. Now we can install our muffler, so we're going to start by grabbing one more of our provided clamps for our muffler inlet slip joint. And we're going to get that over that mid pipe we just installed. So make sure that's in place. Once we have that on, you want to make sure you have your muffler strap, your hanger clamp on your muffler. Slide that towards the far end. Get our muffler in place, slide our inlet onto our mid pipe, and get our hangers into our factory isolators. Now again, for reference, just because that is hard to see from underneath, these are the two isolators you want your muffler strap hangers to go into. They are the factory muffler isolators that your original system came out of. Now we can get our over axle and tail section in place. So we're going to grab that factory isolator that came off the passenger side of our factory system. We'll install that onto our new hanger. We're also going to grab our last provided clamp and get that onto our slip joint on our muffler. We'll send our over axle section through. Get that into our slip joint. May have to adjust it a little bit to get it to pass over the cross member. We can get our isolator. Now we can get our isolator back onto our factory frame hangers here. Make sure that sits level. Now that we have our tail section installed, we can loosely install our tip. Now we can loosely install our provided bolt and flange nut for our tip clamp. You want to just get that hand tight for now. Now that we have everything in, we'll make sure everything's adjusted and nothing's hitting, and go back and tighten everything down. And once you've made sure that nothing is hitting any hard parts or your frame of your truck, the first thing we're going to do is tighten down our muffler strap here. That's going to lock our muffler in place and keep everything in line. So we've got our 14mm socket on our impact. That's going to be for the nut side of our strap. And a 16mm wrench for the bolt head. We'll tighten this down. Now we can come back to our mid pipe and tighten down our initial slip joint, again with our 14mm socket. And you want to alternate your tightening on this so that your U-bolt tightens evenly. Now we'll tighten our muffler inlet pipe. Next, we can tighten our muffler outlet clamp. Now we can come back and tighten down our tip. Now you want to make sure your tip is adjusted to where you want it. You do have some room to go in or out. We've got ours pretty much flush with our bumper, and you want to make sure the top of that slash cut is facing up towards the top of the vehicle. We'll come back with our 13mm wrench and 13mm socket on our impact and tighten down our bolt. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our single exhaust system with side exit for your 09 to 18 5.7 liter Ram 1500. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.